Hey guys, wanted to go ahead and do a review of the Hifiman Sundara and to go from there. Before I go on further, I'm going to go ahead and put some notes on the screen. Please note that whatever is on the notes is usually pretty different from what I say in the video to save you time and save me time. And also, it's more of a live journal, so you actually see my thoughts change as time goes on sometimes. But like I said, it's a little bit different from what's in the video. And yeah, let's go from there. So I've actually had this for many years, but I don't use these anymore because they're actually pretty uncomfortable. They're not uncomfortable in the traditional sense. They're actually comfortable, but they are so big on my ears that after a while, I just was like, I don't really wear these anymore. However, every time I listen to these, I'm just amazed at how great they sound. So yeah, we'll start with the first section. We'll first talk about bass. All right, so in terms of bass, the way this is I would rank this like a C+ or a B-. But since I don't have that on the scale, I guess I'll put a B. The thing is, the bass on here is it's not that it's bad, it's that it's very weak, in general. Like it's not punchy and powerful, it's not visceral, it's not but at the same time, it's not it's got a lot of good quality bass, but not a lot of that bass sucks. I don't like that bass. This is a little bit better than that. And what I'm going to do is just bring in a bunch of headphones, and I will tell you and compare the bass between each of them. That way, you'll get a better understanding of kind of where the bass is, right? So, okay. So compared to the Audio-Technica M50X, this has more bass and more power with the bass. But this is, in terms of vocals, this gets much sharper compared to this. Somehow, this is much more smoother when it comes to vocals. This is more V-shaped. This is more, I feel like it's bright, neutral, smooth. Like I'll go over that in more detail. So, but in terms of bass, this has better bass. Compared to the AKG K371, this has better bass, more impactful. This is more Harman. In other words, it's made so that everything sounds good. I hate Harman on IEMs. I love Harman on headphones. This is a much more pleasant listen. But between the two, in terms of bass, now in terms of vocals, like I would, this is like really fucking amazing. And I'll talk about vocals afterward. But in terms of bass comparing, this has better bass. And next one is the Sennheiser HD6XX. Now, ironically, the bass between these two are on par. I wouldn't say one is better than the other. They are both equally kind of like, what the bass is? It's kind of like, hi, I'm here. But it doesn't have like impact and power. You know what I mean? This is not something I would, say has a lot of impact and power. Another headphone here, this is the Shure 840A. So this headphone is has more bass, but it's a little bit flumpier and muddier. You know what I mean? And when I was like testing it really quickly. So this, I would give the edge to bass on the Sundaras against the Shure 840A. Compared to the Sony MDR 7506, this bass is anemic. It's just, to me, it feels like a lot less. So this has better bass compared to the Sony MDR 7506. Compared to the DT270 Pro, this is a new release. These headphones are pretty freaking amazing. I think they're pretty good, and I like how small they are. But the bass is actually very good. Vocals are really well done and fleshed out on this. Very good. But the bass is better and more impactful here than it is compared to this. So you're right away seeing it's getting its ass kicked on everything compared in bass. This is the Sony MDR MV1. This has way better bass. It's just like, holy crap. This is more of a V-shaped tone to the way it sounds. I was actually just listening to this on the vocals. My God, the vocals sound great on this too. One of my favorite headphones of all time. This is so good. And then the other headphone, let's go over here. This is the AKG K7XX. I don't have the 701 or the 702, but this is actually, ironically, I actually use this one a lot. But basically, the bass between these are on par. I would say they're not, one is not better. Okay, so now let's talk sub bass. Okay. Let the music play. All right, so for sub bass, I would actually say this is polite. So let me explain. let's say this is correct, as in this is how the people making the music wanted the sub bass to sound like. This is correct. This is Beats by Dre, way up here, like brr, 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 brr. This is above correct. This is polite, a little bit below correct, and then this is like anemic, like where the hell is your sub bass? This is actually below correct. It's not correct. When you listen to it, it does not sound correct. It's a little bit below correct. The sub bass is just a little bit behind. And now we're going to talk about vocals.
Every time I think of you, I get a shot right through into a bolt of blue. It's no problem with my...
All right, so vocals are, in my opinion, where this shines, and it is just next level. So the way to explain it, for female vocals in particular, it is a very natural sound. It's very full. It's on point. And I was looking at my notes, and I kept saying and writing the word natural. I never use that word when I review IEMs. I'm also like an IEM reviewer, and I never use that word natural. And what is important, and the way I want to explain it is, it sounds like the female singers are singing into the microphone, and it's raw. Like the microphone is, they're literally taking that recording, and they literally it sounds like they're singing straight off the microphone. And it sounds ethereal, it sounds full, it sounds amazing. I was like sitting there like, holy crap. This is, in my opinion, and now in terms of tonality and tuning, it is very similar, I would say, in the same lane as the truthier Hexa, in that lane, but if the Hexa was good. like everything that sucks about the Hexa, this does it better in every single way. Like, think Hexa if it was good. You would only understand this if you have the Hexa. Basically, it's kind of like a neutral, bright tonality, but this is smooth, never harsh. And vocals are ethereal. They're very full. They're natural. This is the way I want to describe it. So that's female vocals. And now let's talk male vocals.
I know we both like to laugh just like everyone else. I know it seems like the world wants to take that away.
All right, male vocals actually, they sound correct. They sound pretty much perfect. They sound great. But the thing is, and it's hard for me to explain it, it's not jump out of my seat like perfect. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't give it S tier. I would give it a rank of A, as in I think it sounds great, but it's just not like, and I can't even explain it because technically it is perfect. When I listen to it, it technically is perfect. Like, it sounds correct. It sounds accurate. Like, all the vocals are actually accurate and full and correct, but it's not S tier. It's not like jump out of my seat like, holy crap, that's amazing. All right, when it comes to Soundstage, I'll admit I am probably not the best person for Soundstage. I think there are better reviewers for that, but what I can say is my Soundstage is usually, it's 3 stages. It's bad, and then average, like this is average, and then this is like, damn, that's great. So I don't know if you guys can trust my opinion on Soundstage, but I would put this in the damn, this sounds great category. It's not average, and it's not below average. This is like, damn, this is amazing to me, right? So that's where I would put Soundstage for this. Next thing I want to talk about is Sibilance. So Sibilance is like when things get harsh and things get spicy.
I gotta go somewhere, so can we make this quick?
Business conference.
So Soundstage, I feel like the term in its
$100, the C21
mixes will be so much better.
And what I did was I actually tested a bunch of really spicy and like really harsh tracks. And I went back and I listened to it at regular volume. Then I cranked up the volume by 25% and cranked it up and checked it again. Dude, this thing is ridiculous. This thing actually has almost no sibilance. It's basically at regular volume, it has almost no sibilance. And then when you crank it, there's like practically no sibilance. I was shocked. I was like, the last time I've seen scores like this was, I would say, usually a more blunted IEMs, more blunted headphones where like so much is taken out where it's blunted. Now, the funny thing is this is not blunted. It just sounds smooth. You know what I mean? It's like a neutral, I would say it's a neutral, bright, smooth sort of tonality to it. It's very, as I listen back, this gives me Soft Ears Studio 4 vibes. You know what I mean? It's kind of like it has a few drops of brightness, but it's smooth. I do want to mention one thing. The price of this has dropped quite a bit. This used to be around $300 to $400, and now it's $150. I've seen it on AliExpress for $120. So what I think is going on is either they're getting a steal or you're getting a steal. And I don't know what's what, because there are rumors that say that some parts and some configurations are made, and I'm just using logic in my head. Things don't get cheaper in this kind of economy. So what the hell happened? Why did it drop to, and it's not a situation where it didn't sell well, because I know it sold pretty well. So I'm like, why did it drop from like $300 to $400 down to $120? So it may be possible. I'm not copping out here, but I'm just being honest. It may be possible that you may be getting a unit that's different from what I'm hearing. You know what I mean? But like I said, it's either you're getting a steal, if it genuinely is the same one I have, right? And you can get it for $150, dude, that is a freaking steal. Go run and get that right now. But if it's a situation where they nerf things down, then that sucks. You know what I mean? So, yeah. All right, well, last section I'm going to put in the end. This is more just basically how it's me wearing the headphones, and then it's basically where I'm showing you with microphones, how does it sound? You know what I mean? And we'll go there. So when I hear back, this is a V-shaped microphone. You see how it's sharp on the side on that, but also the bass is more pronounced. This is V-shaped. It doesn't sound like this. It's not a V-shaped sound. Okay. Now I'm going to switch to a warmer and darker sounding microphone. So this is a warmer and darker sounding microphone. It's not doing this. This is not what it's doing to male vocals. It's a little quite brighter than this, but this is much darker and warmer. It doesn't sound like this. All right, so this is a microphone that's a little bit less dark compared to that other microphone, but a little bit smoother. It doesn't sound like this either. It's a little bit brighter than this. What it actually sounds like is closer to this microphone here. It is brighter, but smooth. It's bright and smooth at the same time, but as you can see, it's not V-shaped like this microphone was. It's more smoother, but at the same time, it's bright at the same time. This is actually what I hear back.